Happy feast of Saint Don Bosco. It is enough that you are young for me to love you very much. When we come to church, we hear a lot of jargons. Let's try to understand at least one of them. What does Jesus stand for? For me, Jesus stands for well-being. He stands for fullness of life, happiness through wellness. In John chapter 10, verse 10, Jesus says, I have come so that you may have life and have it to the full. So in the gospel text, when Jesus says, let the children come to me, what does he mean? To me, he simply means, let the children have life and have it to the full. To understand the meaning of fullness of life, perhaps we must look to the adolescence of Jesus himself. What was Jesus' own childhood and adolescence like? We do not know much about it. But Luke, in a brief and clearly expressed manner, summarizes Jesus' adolescence in one sentence. And Jesus increased in wisdom, in stature, and in favor with God and with people. In other words, Jesus grew in his mind intellectually, in his body physically, in his heart socio-emotionally, and in his soul spiritually. Physical, cognitive, affective, and spiritual. When you think of this energy as vitality, then you should receive from proper sleep, rhythm of life, exercise, and diet. Time management in physical care, principle of 3 times 8. 8 hours of proper sleep, 8 hours work, study, 8 hours prayer, community, recreation, screen time. Of course, screen time limited to our age limit. Growth in the 4 dimensions of human person. This is our life and life to the full. This is the wish of God and our parents for every child born on the face of the earth. But we know so many children in the world do not get an opportunity to grow to this or to their full stature. They are deprived of life, fullness of life. For instance, every year nearly 11 million children, about 30,000 a day, die before they are 5 years old, mostly from famine and disease. Some 3 lakh children in 30 countries around the world participate directly in the front lines of war. About 40% of them live in Africa. At least 120 million children in developing countries between the ages of 5 and 17 work full-time, 12 crores. And currently, 10% of all sub-Saharan African children are orphans. Numbers are staggering. They are not pleasant to hear, so I stop here. About 182 years ago, Don Bosco found himself in a similar situation in Italy, where young people lacked the opportunity to enjoy the fullness of life. So in 1841, he began his work among young people in Turin. When he started his oratory in a street called Valdoco, the first Salesian house, he wanted it to cater to the 4 dimensions of the human person. He wanted it to be a home that welcomed, catering to the emotional growth of the person, a playground facilitating the physical and emotional dimensions, a school that educated, providing opportunity for intellectual growth, a church that evangelized, feeding the soul. Ways of sharing life and communion in the Salesian style, a home that welcomes, experience of family spirit, a parish, a place that imparts values like flexibility, strong work ethic, responsibility, integrity, honesty, reliability, visibility, identity, integrity, accountability, loyalty, and positivity. All these comes along with these values. Virtues, wisdom, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, transcendence, to rise above, go beyond the limits. A school that prepares them for life, holistic growth through education, a playground to meet up with friends and be happy, the pedagogy of joy and celebration. The kingdom of God characteristics and values could be as follows: faith, simplicity of a child, purity, belongs to those who suffer, love God and love your neighbor, honesty and truth, humility, joy in others' achievements, wealth and ambition must be sacrificed. This is our option for the Salesian style of kindness, affection, familiarity, and presence. We have a treasure, a gift received from Don Bosco, which it is now up to us to revive. A teacher wrote, "Every day I make my rounds to the classrooms. Whenever I would enter a room before COVID-19, the children would get up and hurdle around me, come around me, crowd around me. That doesn't happen anymore. The 4th and 5th grade children want to run to me but hold back. The first graders, on the other hand, don't even budge. They sit still, distant, and don't react at all. This deeply worries me about their future ability to express affection." Another adds, "We are facing a definite increase in aggression among the middle schoolers. Parents tell their children to stay away from the others. What weight of loneliness, depression, and insecurity will today's children carry with them, and for how long? What is the best pedagogical intervention? Sweetness is a virtue. Rather than perfect chastity is the flower of charity. It is a charity put into practice. St. Francis de Sales taught, 'I recommend above all the spirit of sweetness, which is what warms the heart and conquers the souls,' he wrote to a young priest. This spirit of goodness, sweetness, and meekness was deeply ingrained in the first Salesians and belongs to our earliest traditions. This just shows that we cannot neglect it, let alone lose it, at the risk of significantly damaging our charismatic identity. This is our option for the Salesian style of kindness, affection, familiarity, and presence. We have a treasure. We have a gift, a special gift received from Don Bosco, which it is now up to us to revive. If you look a little deeper at the timetable of your school, of our school, you will notice these 4 aspects that are present as part of the Salesian heritage. The Salesian school is but one among thousands in the world. Today, there are 14,232 Salesian fathers and brothers, 11,200 Salesian sisters, 24,196 cooperators in 134 countries across the globe. Reach out to youngsters through 4,000 institutions. They help these young people to come to Jesus. They help them to enjoy life to the full. Looking back at my own life, I know Don Bosco and his Salesians have helped me to become my best self. I entered a Don Bosco school in Tirupattur when I was in the year 1984. In the Don Bosco school, I had the best education that I could have ever dreamt of. We had hundreds of opportunities to develop our talents and skills. And in 1991, when I finished my college studies, I realized I owed everything to Don Bosco. I wanted to pay it back, or rather to pay it forward. I wanted to offer to other young people what I have received from Don Bosco. So I continued to be a Salesian. I have been a Salesian priest for 25 years, including the 4 years that I spent in Delhi as a teacher, college lecturer, additional principal, parish priest, economer, and now as rector of Don Bosco Egmore, prestigious school in Tamil Nadu. Yes, I'm happy. I enjoy fullness of life. On this day, we thank God for Don Bosco. We are proud of being part of that large movement of people that he launched in 1859, 164 years ago. And as members of that great movement, we want to help every child on the face of the earth to go to Jesus through Don Bosco, to have the fullness of life. Happy Feast of Don Bosco. Thank you.